Hey, what's going on everyone? Paul Mendez here with Profitable Freelancer, and in this video I want to jump right into one of the most underrated freelance skills / services that anyone can provide right now in the marketplace. And the reason I was thinking about this was because I was reading this book, Traffic Secrets. And if you don't know, this is by Russell Brunson, and he's big in the funnel game, building marketing companies from scratch, all of that. And basically what he talks about in the book is that the most important thing that any business needs to survive is a constant stream of traffic. So no matter what you're doing, you need to have new prospective customers or clients coming into your doors, your digital doors, whatever it is. They need to constantly be finding you, and you need to be nurturing them and selling them in order to have a successful business. And that's why most businesses fail. No matter what you're doing, it's because you don't know how to actually go out there and get the customers that you need to keep your business afloat. That's why most people fail. So the skill I'm going to let you know now is something that actually capitalizes on what he speaks about in the book, and it's about traffic that you own. And if you think about it, when you're working on different platforms like Facebook or Google or YouTube, whatever it is, you don't really own that traffic. So even if you have a great video on there, and it's driving traffic and you're running ads with it, that's not really yours, right? You're at mercy to the platform. So if they want to ban you one day, that's out of your control. Obviously, you can try to, avoid that, do things that follow the rules. But what I'm saying is you don't have control over that. You don't own those platforms. But what do you own? What does every business actually own? And that's their own traffic, their own list of people. That's called, the holy grail of any business. That's their database. All of the people that have actually given their email address, their name, even their address, things like that to a business, that is the holy grail. Because number one, that's going to have a bunch of people who showed interest but haven't converted yet for the business. So that's number one. And number two, it's going to have people that have already purchased products or services from the business. So that's the best people to sell to, because once someone has already opened up their wallet, the easiest thing to do is get what's called that second sale, that next sale, whether it's an upsell, whether it's the next product or service in the line of, things that they're offering. So what I'm trying to say here is that when you go out there and when you try to focus on the traffic that companies actually own and you learn how to market to them, that's how you can have so much success. So I'm going to reveal it now. One of the most underrated skills in freelancing right now that you can make a 6-figure a year income from is email marketing. And don't brush it off if you think that it was going to be something you never heard of before, but email marketing is massive and it's largely underrated. Like I said, it focuses on businesses' databases. A lot of times businesses are not properly reaching out to their database. They don't have what's called automations built out. And that's what I really want to get into today. It's not just email marketing, but it's really database management. It's also a CRM, a customer relationship manager, integrating all of those things together so companies can follow a potential customer all the way from the time they showed interest to the time they purchased, and then continue to market to them and really track the lifetime value of every opportunity. And getting into the attribution, being able to see where those leads came from. So right now, not only am I just going to let you know what this skill is, but I'm going to let you know the best platform, in my opinion, to go out there and to actually use to execute on email marketing and autoresponder campaigns and automations. And that is what's called ActiveCampaign. So I have it up here on the screen right now, and their kind of, tagline is do more than automate your email. Activate your entire customer experience. And that's what this tool really lets you do. Like I said, the days of just email marketing where you just send out a campaign update to your entire email list, those days are over. These days, what you can properly do is help companies, no matter what business model they're in, industry, whether it's e-commerce, digital business, B2B, or even brick and mortar. You're going to help them segment their list. You're going to help them actually convert and close leads, nurture, educate, reach them, engage them, right? So they break it down, this flywheel right here. They have Number one, you can segment your leads into different lists. So as a freelancer, you can go and you can implement different strategies to help segment people's databases, businesses, clients' databases, and then that will help you personalize email campaigns. That will help you get higher open rates, right? That'll also help you orchestrate what you want to do with them, what's your ultimate goal, and that leads to automate. Once you already know kind of the pathways different people can go down based on what they did, that's when you can build out powerful automations. Okay, so when we get into some of the things that ActiveCampaign provides, it allows you to send exactly what your contacts want. So from email marketing to dynamic content to messaging to segmentation, really, it gives you the ability to make it a personal thing, and that's how you're gonna get those powerful open rates that are gonna propel any business you work with as a freelancer. So if you're looking for a profitable skill, I really suggest you look at email marketing. And now I wanna get into kind of the second part of this, which is how powerful marketing automation is and how this is truly the future. And if you can embrace this as a freelancer, no matter what skill or service you're currently providing, this is gonna help you have much more success, because when you're able to offer an automation tool to someone, no matter what business they're in, you're gonna help them make more money. And a lot of times that's already with the people they already have, they already paid to get in front of, they have a list of emails they're not doing anything with, or they're doing some with, but they're not maximizing it. They're not building multiple automations to help them reach their goals. And that's the powerful thing, it really works for a lot of different industries and business models based on what their goals are. And let's get more into the automation here. I'm gonna hop into my account I actually have with ActiveCampaign, and this is where you're gonna see me I wanna show you what an automation looks like, just so you can start to visually wrap your head around this, and see that there are tools out there like ActiveCampaign that are gonna help you actually provide this skill. So you need to brush up on your knowledge a little bit, of course practice, but you're not just left out in the dark. So if you're looking for a 6-figure freelance skill, I'm telling you, look no further than email marketing automation and just marketing automation in general, and ActiveCampaign is great for that. So right here, let's just say you have a client that's in the entertainment space. I actually recently landed a client that does local guided tours. So let's go with that. So let's say you have a client that has a tour announcement coming up. So instead of just working with that client to send one email out to their database and just hope that works, you can set up what's called the tour announcement flow. And ActiveCampaign has a bunch of different industries you can choose from, and of course you can also build these from scratch, which once you're more advanced you can do. But the powerful part is you don't have to start from scratch. You can start with a template, and let's just say we choose this tour announcement flow here. What we're gonna see is that it's gonna prompt us through exactly how to go and how to build this automation out, what the trigger needs to be at the top, right? So that's why it's gonna walk you through, they call it the automation setup wizard. So you're never alone here, right? It's gonna tell you, okay, you need to start an action that triggers this automation. So let's say someone subscribed to the newsletter list for this tour website. Let's just use that as the example. We would set that up. It's simple as just entering that input there, having those emails integrate into ActiveCampaign. That would launch this automation. And then from there, you can see all of these are different emails, everything in gray. And all of these things that look like a trophy, this is the goal you actually want to reach, right? So for here, you can see they send an email out in this template of all the upcoming tour dates. And the goal is, 3 months from concert is to get them to actually, go to that concert. Then we send them another email. The tour is coming into town in 3 months. It's kind of nurturing them. And then the goal is 2 months from the concert. And then, it goes down and down all the way until the goal is the day of the concert, and you're sending another email out 2 weeks until the concert. And the whole goal here is, purchase tickets. So if they do purchase tickets at any time, they are not going to be getting, every single automation here. It's going to go down and they're going to be added to a purchase ticket list. However, if they haven't, what's going to happen is, they're going to keep getting each email down the line, and eventually, hopefully the goal is that they're eventually going to convert. So what I'm just trying to show you here is that you have the power to use tools as a freelancer to help you profit, and to help you profit big. I mean, there's no reason anyone can't go out there and learn email marketing, learn marketing automation, start to build out different automation flows for freelance clients. And that's really gonna set you apart from people that are just offering one skill set, or they're just helping with email campaigns, but they don't get into the actual foundation and the building blocks of helping companies. Because if you want to be successful as a freelancer, you need to look at how you can help companies make more money. And when you're working with their database and you're nurturing customers who have already bought, and you're reaching out to customers who have showed interest but they haven't pulled the trigger yet, that's when you're going to have the most success. You're going to be able to show clients the exact value you had in numerical data, right? You're going to know how many people opened the campaign, how many people actually reached the target goal. You can start to really segment the list and start to show the overall growth that you're helping the company with, and that's going to really set you apart. So that was the most underrated freelance skill you can provide that can earn you 6 figures a year or more. Once again, my name is Paul with Profitable Freelancer. If you like this kind of content, I go over all things freelancing, entrepreneurship, and lifestyle freedom on my channel. I really appreciate it if you subscribe, and if you leave a comment, if you want to see more about this, what other freelance content you want. And until the next time, I look forward to your success.